Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back once again to a Prog Reborn. My name is M. Kosler. This is my progression playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. I said yesterday stream that we would get right into the job quest roundup. Perfect timing for this train. But I forgot, honestly, that the Starlight Celebration was going to be going on. So, let me look at the actual lodestone post, because I believe these events don't technically fall outside progression playthrough. Yeah, the only requirement you have is level 15. So they're designed as if they would have happened during, you know, ARR or whatever, and you don't have to have any foreknowledge or anything later on in the game to know or participate, other than just getting to level 15. And though it's not like fully part of sort of the full idea of something like this, I don't really think that there is anything wrong with me participating in these seasonal events like Starlight Celebration or the Halloween event, things like that. There's the Chinese New Year or the Asian New Year stuff. Did this on my main a little earlier today, and was disappointed to see once again, as we can see from our Vieira friend here and here, that Vieiras are once again left out for getting the hat. If you like what I'm doing on these streams, these progression streams, and one-off things like today, best thing that you can do is hit a like on the stream. Helps me get seen on the algorithm, helps others find out about the stream so that I can get my name out there a little bit more. And if you'd like to know when I go live for these, again, the best option you have right now is to just go ahead and subscribe and get those notifications when I go live. So let's get to it. I honestly kind of skipped through it on my main because I knew that I was going to do this on here, and I knew I was going to have to read through it again. So I figured just do the read through once. Got a bearded lady over here. This Starlight Celebration volunteer is beaming at you. At least you think so. Their face is difficult to discern through such mighty facial hair. This is without a doubt the most people I've ever seen on this server. Pardon me, are you an adventurer? Allow me to introduce myself. I am, perhaps I should remove my beard. Much better. Starlight Celebrant, Garanji? Garanji. That sounds fine. At your service. I am ever so pleased to meet you during this most sacrosanct of seasons. In commemoration of the Ishgardian knights who once sheltered needy orphans from the cold, we strive to deliver joy and comfort to all younglings each Starlight Celebration. This year, we pay particular tribute to the figure at the heart of Starlight legend, the snowy-beard captain dubbed the Saint of Nymea. As you can see, we have commissioned replicas of his red coat and fluffy white beard. How better to delight the children than by distributing presents as the saint himself, after all. So far, we've been successful in spreading Starlight cheer. However, It seems there is a particular youngling who finds our felicitous festivities distressing. Were I free to wander, I would reach out to them myself and provide what aid I could. Alas, my duties as celebrant require my attendance here. Might you assist this child in my stead? I am sure they would welcome the insights of an adventurer such as yourself. Sure. I'm most grateful. Let me summon the young lady who first brought this matter to my attention. Hello, my name is Celine. It's nice to meet you, mister. As I told Miss Garangi, I've seen a boy around here who... Oh, look, there he is over there. Hmm? I guess he didn't come to play this time either. That boy's been watching the stage from a distance ever since preparations began. At first, I thought he must be excited about the Starlight Celebration, but he always looks so sad. That's why I thought I'd try inviting him to play. But when I called out to him, he just ran away. Comforting others when they are troubled is a very kind thing to do. You did well to try, Celine. I just think nobody should be alone during the Starlight Celebration. He keeps coming back, so I'm sure there's something he's worried about. Maybe he's too shy to ask for a present? Either way, I'm worried about him. Would you help me make sure he's okay, mister? Then I'll leave this matter in your capable hands. I believe the boy ran off toward the Whistling Miller. Perhaps someone there knows more about him. Let's ask around. Please tell me if you learn anything, and I'll be sure to do the same. Boom, 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 boom. Turn that a little down on my mic. Got anything else? I believe he headed for the Whistling Miller. Perhaps someone saw him run by. Sure. Is anyone else to talk to? There certainly is. Artur. It's there before. Mary Starlight, good adventurer. I trust you are enjoying the festivities. Should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. What is the Starlight Celebration? The Starlight Celebration can be traced back to ancient Ishgard. Long ago, a terrible battle claimed countless lives, leaving thousands of children orphaned in the harsh, cold weather of Kurthus. Unable to bear their suffering, Ishgardian knights would offer these children board and lodging within their barracks. Of course, this was expressly forbidden, but the knights devised a plan to sneak them in, disguising the children in jackets of their scarlet uniforms. Owing to their generosity, the children survived the winter and lived to pay forward the kindness they had received. The former orphans would adorn themselves in scarlet uniforms, delivering gifts to children on the coldest week of the year. Thus, the Starlight Celebration was born. Over the years, the celebration has undergone gradual changes. The snowy-bearded captain of the kind-hearted knights has become known as the Saint of Nymea, and the children believe that he delivers their hopes and prayers directly to the goddess herself. Similarly, his red-jacketed knights have become the Saint's Little Helpers. They are particularly beloved by the younglings, for it is their role to bring gifts to every child who sends a prayer to the spinner. What's your task in all this? Glass is a little, smudgy. My scarlet-clad colleagues and I have been charged by the Adventurers Guild with running the Starlight Celebration. The festival spans the entire realm of Eorzea, and we have little helpers stationed in the cities of Gridania, Limsa Limensa, and Ul'dah. This year we honor the Saint of Nehemiah by dressing in authentic recreations of his apparel as we distribute gifts. We hope that all who participate will be reminded of our celebration's most charitable roots. Oh, cool. Have anything new? The new. Ooh, you were from the quest. I haven't found him yet, but I'll keep asking. Tell me if you learn anything. Now, is it just snow because this is where it takes place, or does it actually snow in Gridania? I can't remember. That boy who always comes to stare at the decorations, I know him. I mean, I've seen him around before. I don't know his name, and I don't think I've ever seen him smile. A boy, yes, ran straight past me towards the Great Loam Growery. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, you must mean Tinny. I heard he moved here from Ul'dah recently. Can't tell you much more than that. He makes a point of keeping to himself. Did you learn anything? So his name is Tinny. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go to the Great Loam Growery. Probably easier to do this. Grimball. This looks like another gate. The thief's gonna get past this. Oh, this is just a grain storage. Okay. Oh, hello, Tinny. Who are you? Some kind of adventurer? He is, and my name is Celine. You were at Miketo's amphitheater earlier, weren't you? Would you like to go and join the Starlight Celebration with me? My friends will be there too, so we can all play together. Your friends. They're really nice. Do you not want to? It's not that. It's a long story. I have time. We just moved here from our father's job. I know there's no point in moping about it, but I really miss my 3 friends back in Ul'dah. During Starlight, we'd show each other what toys we got and eat too many sweets and find all the best decorations in the city. We'd have so much fun, and each time we'd promise to play together the next year. But now, you're all the way in Gridania. I used to love the Starlight Celebration, but now all I can think about is leaving my friends behind and betraying our promise. I'm sorry, I hope I didn't hurt your feelings by asking you to play. It's alright, you didn't know. But Tinny, doesn't this mean you'll never be able to enjoy the Starlight Celebration without feeling guilty? There must be something we can do. Mister, you're a grown-up, what do you think? Get over it. 3 tickets to Gridania. Nothing streams friendship Kupo like Moogle Mail. Like a bad kid. I'm smuggling back. Moogle Mail is fine. Mail. That's it. I can send them presents. That's a lovely idea. Everyone loves getting packages. And that way you'll be celebrating together at a distance. What should I give them? Something you can only get in Gridania? The answer to that is simple. That snowy white beard. That's the real thing. You're the Saint of Nymea, aren't you? Quite. Young Tinny, you need look no further than your own two hands, for presents crafted from the heart are presents full of heart. I shall rigorously assist you in every step of their creation as both an artisanal saint and saintly artisan. I don't really understand, but thank you. I'll help too. That way your presents will be crafted in half the time. Really? All right, then thanks. Master Adventurer, might we rely upon you to deliver Tinny's gifts once they are prepared? Though we could post them by more conventional moogles, a child's hard work and dedication ought to be hand-delivered by only the most trusted individual. And as you are both emotionally invested in in Tinny's happiness, and currently standing before me, I bequeath the task to you. You will do it, yes? Excellent. Then we shall realize these creations ere the spinner sloshes her knob. In the meantime, I would have you appraise what did I say that was before? Garanji of our efforts. Once you have relayed your report, return here for the requisite packages. Chop chop. Brum brum bum bum. So many fucking Vieira. Is that a Vieira? Yeah, I guess it is. Weirdo inside me. Here, let me give my usual spiel. This is a progression playthrough. I have a main character who is currently in live, up to date with the patches up to patch 6.5, so I can make any reference to any content between where I actually am in the game, which isn't that far into 2.0's MSQ, and later as I noticed them. And so if you're really worried about spoilers, this is your warning to bail out. So we haven't really, this character wouldn't really know who that is. I guess that's the one thing. I'm trying to think. Would we know in 2.0 who, what's even his name? Godbert Hildebrand is? Even if we were to max level, max job. The one that so Gold Saucer doesn't come out until 2.4. I believe the first Hildebrand quests don't come out until 2.1, and even in those Hildebrand quests you don't meet Godbert until later episodes. Only thing I could think of is there's probably references to Godbert in the Goldsmith storyline, because he is a goldsmith. But I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Garanji. Welcome back. Were you able to speak with the boy? I see. To be separated from one's friends is heartbreaking. Indeed, I only wish I, too, could help in some way. Oh, I know just the thing. I shall transform you into a saint. I have a Saint of Nymea costume that I would be most happy to gift you. Tinny's friends will be delighted for a visit from the Spinner's anointed herald. Accept this with my warmest wishes, dear adventurer. I know you won't let us down. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. I guess it's in the armory. You don't get the hat, the cap version. You have to get it with the beard. That's a paddling. Together at a distance. Garanji is grinning eagerly, her wide eyes, God, I can't even read, sparkling more than usual. Without further ado, let us transform you into the Saint of Nymea. I have no doubt you will look every bit the part in the costume I gave you. Unless you're Vieira, who can't wear the beard. Or hat. Let's equip the following. Yep, we did all that. Once you're dressed. What did it just say about the... I sufficiently fluffed your beard. Incredible. I feel as though I am addressing the very captain of legend. Now then, pray return to the Great Loam Growery and collect Tinny's presents. The happiness of precious younglings is in your hands. They are Ishgardians, then I wouldn't really need to be a elf. Welcome back, mister. You should ask Tinny about the presents. The presents are ready. I thought it might take longer, but the Saint of Nymea showed us how to weave them up in no time. We made 3 bracelets, one for each of my friends. You said you'd take them to Uldal for me, right? My friend Momolao, because I think it's supposed to be 4 syllables always. Momolao always hangs around outside the quicksand, so you should start there. If the others aren't with him, he'll tell you where to go. I don't know how to properly thank you for this, but thank you, mister. I could just teleport there, but I'm going to save just a tiny bit of money since I'm right next to this Aethernet shard. Go to the airship landing. Boom, 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 boom. Ruby Road's probably still the best. This is the dance quest, which doesn't actually appear until 2.1. Lala. The Twitch stream is happening right now. Yes, I'm Momolao. What have you got for me? Though woven by small hands, this accessory was created with big heart. From Tinny. Oh, Tinny, you big dummy. We've all been a mess since he left. It's just not the same without him. But now I know that some things will never change, no matter how far apart we are. He's still the same old Tinny, still celebrating Starlight with us. He sent gifts to all of us? Oh, someone's going to cry, I can feel it. Let's see, Larkin said he'd be in the Gold Court, and Othuel had to do something near Milvaneth Sacrarium. Thanks, mister. Tell Tinny happy Starlight for us. The Sacrarium, I think, is close to the Weaver's Guild. Hey, how do you know my name? Is that a package from me? Tinny sent this. He made this. I guess he didn't forget about his mates after all. It's funny, I just finished wrapping a gift for Tinny too. A gift from all of us. We wanted something with our names on it, so he pooled our pocket money and got him a bracelet. Great minds think alike, eh? Anyway, if you're headed back to Gridania, could you take this to him? It'd mean a lot to us. Boom, 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 boom. Hello, mister. I've been good this year. You can ask my friends. Handmade from Tinny. I'm not crying. Just got snow in my eye. Yeah, snow and old Last year, we all stood right here and made a promise to celebrate Starlight together. And Tinny remembered, though he moved away. Thought that was the end for us, but friends always find a way, right? Tinny will always be our friend. Tell him I said that, okay? I'll Tinny good. Make final delivery to Tinny himself. Boom, 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 boom. Is Gridania my home point? If it is, yeah, then even though I'm right here, there's no Ethernet that close to the Gridania spot, so probably back at the grower. Hooray, you're back. Did you find everyone? Did they like their presents? Etched into woven strips of leather are the names of 4 lads, forever friends. This is a bracelet. And look, they carved their names into it. Momolao, Larkin, Othuel, and Tinny. They must really miss you too. If this isn't proof of your friendship, I don't know what is. I never thought they'd send me something, and it's a bracelet too. Great minds think alike, eh? I'm so glad everything worked out. Now you can enjoy the Starlight Celebration without any more worries. Celine, thank you for helping me. I really was happy when you invited me to play before, so I hope... I mean, would you be my friend? You silly. I'm already your friend. Oh. Got anything new? I want to send them something even better next year. What should I make? We should tell Miss Garangi the good news. Tenny and I will be right behind you. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. So not only were his handmade presents happily received, Tinny's friends sent him a thoughtful gift as well. None could ask for a better display of Starlight spirit. You have brightened many a young face today in your role as the Saint of Nymea. It truly warms my heart. Still, I can't help but wonder if Tinny and his friends knew how fitting the gift of a woven bracelet is. In certain lands, such bracelets are customarily exchanged as a symbol of friendship. As it is said, the intertwining strands represent lasting bonds. No doubt those younglings will enjoy each other's companionship for many a starlight to come. We came to say thank you. Thank you, Miss Garangi. Thank you, mister. I'm grateful that I was able to keep my promise to my friends and make another one along the way. Clip. I'm glad to hear it. After all, the Starlight Celebration is meant to be enjoyed with everyone we can cherish, be they near or far. Now then, what say you both to receiving your gifts? I gave those 2 presents earlier, but they seem to be in search of companions. Invite them to play, Tinny. Yeah, we can all celebrate together. Let me finish the quest and then I'll see if I can remember. But I'm wanting to. Yeah, but you don't get it here. Save your chosen to shield younglings from winter's wrath and provide them with every happiness this season can afford. Yet not all gifts are within the saint's power to deliver. Gift of friendship, for instance. Forsooth, I can only teach them to make pretty things and encourage from afar. May their starlights be bright and their friendship everlasting. Ho, ho, ho. Cool, cool, cool. Alrighty. What was I gonna say? Right. It was interesting how all the main characters in that story, except for those in Ul'dah, had like winter clothing. You know, the Celine had like a sweater, so did Tinny, and then obviously everyone who is dressed up as the Saint of Nymea. Oh, you're the fake. Everyone dressed up as the Saint of Nymea are dressed in winter clothing. but you don't really have seasons in it. Like, everything's still green, even though these are clearly not like deciduous trees. Nor is the entire area, even though it's snowing, change their dress. Let me look. A lot of folks probably look like they're in just normal clothing. Now, you could argue that suitable for cold weather, but I'm sure I'm gonna find somebody over here, somebody out there who's just in their normal garb, which is not suitable for this type of weather. So it gives the player a feeling that they are in winter, because the player associates certain types of clothing with cold weather. The player associates cold weather with winter. But it's not necessarily true. Anyways, or that wasn't what I was trying to say. That's not necessarily what you actually end up seeing once you get out of like this particular area. All of Eorzea is close enough to each other that the climate's probably pretty similar. Or the seasons, I should say, if not the climate. So anyways, that's all I wanted to speak on. All right, let's get out of the gear. Let's head to the inn real quick. Dump off this stuff into the armoire. Thinking about this, armoire technically isn't available yet. Am I really going to get this much of a stickler about it? I think it's fine if I be a stickler about, say, glamour plates. But this is just gonna hog up my inventory for no real reason. Just gonna go ahead and put this stuff in the armoire. Buy anything? Sold. All right, what am I doing? Right, we're doing the roundup. So we're in Gridania. So let's go ahead. Well, none of the stuff is actually in Gridania anymore. But we can do what we can. Head to Quarry Mill. Pick up the next bard quest here. Jehentel wishes to teach you how to learn a new song. Ah, the glint of determination in your eyes is a testament to your newfound strength. You put me in mind of my salad days, Em. You would know why I truly abandoned the battlefield and became a bard? That I took an arrow in the knee is what most folk believe, but it is quite clear that you are not most folk. Very well, I shan't insult your intelligence with an untruth. For now, allow me to answer by saying that everything in creation is given to change, and man most of all. I was drawn to the power of song, the power to touch the very souls of men, and decided I must pursue it. Sadly, that power has been all but forgotten in this age of cynicism. Such songs as those performed by tavern bards serve no purpose beyond the amusement of drunkards. That was not always the way of it. There was a time when the song could shape the outcome of a conflict. Ever since nations first quarreled, armies have fielded archers wherewith they rained death upon their enemy from afar. As the battle unfolded, however, the distinction between the lines of friend and foe would grow hazy. Yet the archer's part did not end there. He had to stay ever alert, with arrow nocked and eyes trained upon the struggle. Even as his comrades fell, turning the earth red with their blood, the archer could ill afford to avert his gaze, lest that moment cost another his life. One need not have a vivid imagination to appreciate the torrent of emotions that raged within him in that moment. Nerves near to fraying, his breast fit to burst. The archer did the only thing he could. He sang. His bow became a makeshift instrument, plucked as an accompaniment. At first, the archer sang only to still the roiling within, but his voice chanced to carry to his comrades. It inspirited those engaged in combat, lending strength to their sword arms, and to those who laid upon the precipice of death, it granted a measure of peace. Realizing the tactical potential of song, yet loath to set aside skilled archers for that purpose, the armies began raising dedicated regiments of minstrels. But the members of such units were no warriors, and fair of voice and nimble of finger, these career minstrels could find a place in the hall of any lord. Yet they knew naught of the burden borne by those who charge into battle, those whose lot is to dance with death and sup on pain, and so their songs rang hollow, holding no power over the hearts of men. In eastern Lenosha, spirits are said to haunt the trees of Raincatcher Gully. I would ask you to travel there and await the emergence of these specters. Through force of arms, you are to release the spirits from their tormented existence and, in doing, ease their unfathomable suffering. With such a deed might you draw forth the ancient melody from the soul of the bard. Raincatcher Gully. Right over there a moment ago. We don't have Wineport yet. In the area, Catcher, Bloodshore, Raincatcher. So these are right over here. Things, if I remember correctly. Bloodshore Bells, yep. Bonk. At least one more. or even beyond that. Ready? Catch your gully, rain catch your gully. Here, even though we set this up. Interesting. Black mage. Gully. Need buffalo. Somebody else needs bloodshot bows. There we are. Brum, bum, bum, bum. Jeez, lots of these things needing quite a number of kills. Good there. We also need the bells. Bells. Done right here. Well, no, I think what I'll do is I'll do each quest at a time. But like, it would be kind of confusing to try and piece together what exactly I'm doing if I were to pick up all 9. At once, or even pick up some along the way. Efficiency wise, it's definitely be easier to go and grab the warrior quest while I'm right here. I don't know where these snippers are though. Anybody else need the bells? So the same. The Calibris are right over here. Boom, boom, boom. Guess there's more up top. Breeze. Kierans. These aren't Kierans. These are kobolds. I know a dragoon needs these buffalo. Count as a large buffalo. That. I stood tall. There's the Kikirans. Good with that. We need the Kikirans. It's the Arcanist. Pulse. Still looking for these snippers. I believe the snippers might be right over here. Alright, we're good with those. You're the only one who has anybody else on this side, opposed to that side. This seems most likely to be a snipper. Just one more. Ready. It's all good there. Apologize for the train. Good with all that. Those. Alright, back to Bard. I could go around to Wineport and all that. Also, I believe, so there's that Treasures and Tribulations quest over there. I don't think it's 2.1. It is in AR patch content where you get, what you call it? Where you get treasure maps, but it wasn't part of the base release. Know that for sure. Somebody needed these. Black Mage. I don't know if anybody needs the grass raptors. I know somebody needs the Gobus. Okay. Needs the Gobus. Every time I play Monk, I remember how much fun I had with Monk, especially compared to the Dragoon. I don't know if it's just the lower GCD or the fact that the combo isn't as annoying in my opinion. There. Sneed. Pelican, don't know where that is. Toads. You need grass raptors. Grass raptor. I don't get why they made the raptors have like fire breath. That makes sense to me. You need raptors as well. bum, bum. Alrighty. Then I think the other Gobuos are right over here. Gobus. Bigger ones. Millweeds. Mildwed. Here, maybe? Oh, there are more of them. Oh, I don't need to kill more of them. I just need to kill the one. Back to Bard. Kind of wild that they're making me fight a level 40 in my 35 quest. Alright, right back to Quarry Mill. Got a couple people doing some Palace of the Dead. Welcome back, Em. In your eyes, I see a layer of understanding, of regret, and of futility. And in your heart, it now echoes with the strains of an old song, newly discovered. Embrace this song, and as you play it in battle, shall ever more powerful emotions beset and temper your soul. When your stock of tales has grown, pray return and regale me with stories of your adventures. This is the Asuna. Where even is that on the bar? Oh, it's right here. Alright. White Mage is not that far from here. This way. Hell yeah, there's regen, baby. Raya Osina would teach you to commune with the elementals. Ah, M. Looking ever more of the White Mage, I see. And yet I fear you are as ready to perform the quieting as a chocobo chick is to carry a wood whaler clad in full plate. But take heart, for we all must begin somewhere. Today I would teach you the art of communing with the elementals. This is, by any measure, the very foundation of our art, the means by which we preserve harmony between the forest and our people. Not far from Soul Haven, you shall find a tree, a mere sapling in the shadow of the guardian tree, but one that has likewise been consumed by anger and fear. Okay, this is loud. I would ask you to placate this tree. The process is quite simple. Stand before the tree and raise your hands. Commune with the elementals that reside within and attune yourself to them until your feelings are in absolute harmony. Be forewarned, however, an angry elemental can be as stubborn as my dear brother. Do not be surprised if you find your honest plea rebuffed and the foul creatures sent to drive you from the forest. No matter what happens, you must remain calm, dispatch the creatures, settle your heart, and speak to the tree once more. If your heart is true, your voice will reach the elemental ere long. Remember this, M. Under no circumstances must you allow your anger and fear to overcome you. As practitioners of white magic, the magic of succor and solace, such emotions are anathema to our very existence. With Sorrel Haven? I wonder where that is. Oh. Wonder if Falgord down, or maybe probably Gridania, and take the Aethernet. White Wolf. Got a few things that you can beat up over here. Worms and revenants. See if any pop out. Fight. Oh. Utter silence. I said fire breath earlier, but I now remember fighting these lindworms here. But it's just all sorts of breath attacks that they gave him. I think the worms down, there might be lindworms even, down in Palace of the Dead have the frost breath attack. Well. Find the Revenant. Search for a while. Last time we were here. Exactly where they are. I don't believe I'm going to be heading back to this area anytime soon, unless there's a job quest heading over here that I don't remember. Certainly could be. It would be like right around this level when I would be doing it. Oh, I guess no, there's those higher level, there's that higher level area just a little further. I think honestly that might be where White Mage takes me. If I'm remembering correctly. Fine, like the we go and commune with the spirit of the soul of the White Mage that they were talking about earlier in the quest line. Or seems like it. Ready? Be else in this area. You need death gazes, floating eyes, and death gazes. Spriggans and floating eyes. You need spriggans and floating eyes. It's death gazes first. Stop following me, you gigantic morble. For a long time, I thought I was going crazy. Because back in the day, they weren't called marbles, they were called marbles, like the cigarette company. Or brand, I guess. But what I believe happened, well, I guess I don't know exactly what happened, but my assumption is to avoid worrying about copyright. They switched the name. But it could be they were always supposed to be called marbles, but just with, you know, the nightmare that was English translation back in the 90s. It might have just been whoever was doing the translation decided to call them marbles, or sorry, marlboros, a la Ozzy Slash and Flea in Chrono Trigger. Alright, you're done with the death gazes. Somebody else needs death gazes. You do. No way I'm beating that guy in a minute, so I'm just not gonna bother with it. Kill and de-aggro. Boom, 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 boom. If you're really paying attention to my hotbar, one, get a life, but two, you might notice that unlike my tanks pretty consistently have low blow on shift 2. I'm gonna let that train go by first. My tanks consistently have low blow on shift 2, but when you look at my melees that have leg sweep, I guess it's the melee stun, it's kind of all over the place. Tanks don't really have that many buttons in their rotation. You can argue that Dark Knight and the other one, Gunbreaker, have a lot more OGCD bloat than Paladin or Warrior especially. And so and these buttons here I think are fairly high value locations in my hotbar arrangement. So for melee DPS, I'm typically using those spots, those slots I should say, for things that actually matter in the rotation. Like for the monk, you know, it's whatever the dot that they have is called. For Dragoon, it's right now it's not used by anything, but it's part of one of the rotations, or one of the pair-offs. One of the paths, I guess, for the rotation. You need floating eyes. This is all to say that because I don't have a premium slot for leg sweep like I do for low blow, all my other melees kind of have their stun in just sort of random locations. Like Dragoon, with all of its button bloat, has leg sweep way up here where Nature's Mini is for Bard. Side. The eyes there. Anybody else need eyes? Dragoon. Yeah, see, leg sweep way up here. don't have the space. Else, still need a floating eye. Floating eyes for Dragoon. There. No. Couple other folks still need Spriggans. Bard needs a Spriggan. All the way around to these idiots stuck on these rocks over here. Right there. Oh, I thought I got that. You're still fighting me then. Boom, boom. That whole leg sweep thing happens for other jobs that have similar things, like you're not going to see it until I unlock the other physical ranged, but head graze I think is like on shift 3 for machinist as opposed to Army's Payon for Bard here. There's no priority for different things. Anybody else need Spriggans? Over. Nope. 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 White Mage. Head back to Camp Tranquil. Now that I got regen, dungeon running with White Mage is going to be so much easier. A short while ago, I sensed a great anger abate. The forest is quieter, more welcoming now. It would seem you've passed your first test, then. The trees are the elementals are the trees. The lush verdure of the wood is inseparable from the spirits that dwell within. But you do not need to hear this from me. Doubtless you felt it for yourself when you healed that tree. Above all else, the elementals prize harmony. When they sense a threat to harmony, they summon forth all the powers at their disposal to expulse it. So long have we lived in peace with the elementals, but why now do they turn against us? I can offer no answers, only theories. One thing is certain, we must quell the Great One's fury, and do it soon, lest Gridania bear the full brunt of the forest's wrath. To soothe the forest's wounds and restore harmony, that is our duty as mages of the white, and it is a responsibility that transcends race or nation. I sensed your success in soothing the ailing tree, and am more certain of this than ever. Sadly, many cannot see past established practice and tradition, my dear brother among them. One would hope for a bit more open-mindedness given his youth, but alas, his pride as a Pajal would not permit it. For my part, I am not entirely unsympathetic to his concerns, and yet the task before us is too great. We must bring him around to see reason, but how? Forgive me, Em. I would be alone with my thoughts for a while. Worry not, I will find a way to deal with Arun. Cool. Whoa. Okay. White mage down. Who is next? Okay, so Monk is probably back in Ul'dah, along with Black Mage. Paladin is also back in Ul'dah. Black Mage is back in Ul'dah. Bard we just did. Dragoon is in Kurthus. White Mage we just did. Warrior is back at Costa del Sol. Summoner we actually can't do yet until we beat Titan. So we're actually not going to be able to fully do a roundup until we finish Company of Heroes. And then the Scholar is back in Limsa. So it seems like Ul'dah is the place to go. Thancred cosplayer. I think you're in the Goldsmiths Guild. Mr. Eric. Salted intelligence. Finally we get our gap closer, which is really good for Monk, since I don't have any ranged attack. Professor Eric seeks to measure the aether of more ancient battlefields. Just the pupil I was hoping to see. I was a hair's breadth from setting out on my own. To look at you, I dare say you appear to have been growing in brawn at the expense of brain. Right, well, let us measure some aether, shall we? And by we, I mean you. Oh, and the monk simpleton, of course. Though contrary to his nature, he has already set out for the destination I assigned him. Thinking perhaps that you are far too stupid to take, much less understand etheric readings. It is true, you are stupid, but the aetherometer shall do all the work for you and transmit the data back to me. As souls more suited to action, the monk simpleton and yourself need only carry the device on your person and set about beating on things as you always do. I shall capture data as you trudge about hither and yon. Aether is not the only source of all magics, but also is not only the source of all magics, but also the font of all life. Yet despite its ubiquity, it remains imperceptible. When a living thing dies, the ether comprising its life is released. When this discharge takes place, a portion of that ether remains, lingering in the physical world. No doubt you have ethereal crystallizations, physical manifestations, apparitions of the deceased, luminescent glow, known as the ethereal threshold. In short, the more violent and dramatic the loss of life, the greater the amount of ether left behind, either in its imperceptible form or in crystallizations. And where are the most lives lost in this manner? Cemeteries? No, false, you idiot. Battlefields. Do you not see? With etheric readings from those locations, we can discern the scale and more of the battles that took place there. As for those fool beliefs the monkhood keeps, chakra and spiritual energies and whatnot, if I were to allow that they truly exist, I would be inclined to say that they are one and the same as Aether itself. The Aether churning around these ancient battle sites comes to naturally settle in the surrounding life, both plant and animal, though more so in the latter. It accumulates within them. Felling these beasts then releases the Aether, causing a surge that resonates with the ether within you, causing it to expand, the so-called opening of the chakra. By this, the very power of life itself within you grows. A watered-down explanation, but adequate for one of your mental prowess, I believe. Mine own wife never had the patience for such things either, nor my passion. She cursed me and my work, took our children, and returned to Alamigo. But now's not the time for that tale. The area I am placing you in your charge is Bloodshore near eastern Lenosha. Place this etherometer in an appropriate location and after a spell, retrieve it and bring it to me. I obtain the data I require, and you and the monk simpleton are afforded the chance to indulge your, how shall I put it, charming little backwater fantasies. All are happy. Ideally, I would prefer you have a knowledgeable understanding of Bloodshore's history, but I fear we lack the time for me to educate you. I need hardly tell you that my research takes precedence over your schooling. I love just how much of an asshole this guy is. Right, I was over here fighting the big frog, and I was like, I feel like I remember there being something more in this area. Like I was correct. An odd contraption used for measuring surrounding ether levels. And right back to it. forgot how quick some of these job quests can really be. Have you brought the thermometer? Seems the device has suffered some damage. I suppose such things are unavoidable in this line of work. I must see to its repairs at once. That is, after all, why I put up here at the Goldsmiths Guild. My thermometer is no ordinary device. I came up with the elaborate design myself, had the finest engineers at Garland Ironworks draft the schematics, and then commissioned the most talented goldsmiths to fabricate it. Widargelt delivered the results of his outing not long ago. I must insist that you take your leave of me now. There's a wealth of data for me to analyze, and I fear that simply having you nearby will somehow affect the processing power of my brain. Repairing the thermometer and determining which location to next investigate will require some time. Why don't you go and train those muscles of yours, or whatever it is you do in my absence? Boom, 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 boom. Typically, another example of things just being different. So I wanted to maintain this block for monk, where we keep all the these are all curl form. Sorry, no, these are Oppo form. I wanted to keep all the Oppo form abilities on Q, all the raptor form abilities on 1, and all the curl form abilities on 2. But most of my other jobs, I have their AoE rotations on, start with C1, Control 1. So I had to move, and then I would put my gap closer on Control Q. Because then I moved that stuff over to Control Q, I need to find a new spot for my gap closer. Well, since I don't have a ranged attack, where Thunderclap's gonna go. Next, Black Mage. There, but right there. Novaneth Sacrarium, dedicated to the worship of Nald, was extensively damaged. Oh yeah, I've read that already. The Lie of Milvaneth Sacrarium has guidance for those seeking the black. It gives me Blizzard 3, that's nice. I sense the black magic within you has grown stronger, Em. You earn the right of my audience. I am pleased to see that you do not fear your newfound powers, but then you adventurers were ever wont to embrace the new. You are now ready to set forth on your journey to find the keys required to seal the Void Gate. Hear me well, for mine are Master's own words, and those of Nald Thal himself. Possessed. The key requires the blood of sacrifice. Travel to the Sigoli Desert in southern Thanalan. Slay what fiends emerge from the planar fissure there, and slake the land's thirst with their lifeblood. Once drunk, this essence shall be borne away upon the ethereal veins of the earth, and thence serve to notify our friends in the wastelands that the time has come. Complete the task before you, and the Black Mage testimony will will shine full with a new light. Light to envelop and absorb evil. Light to show you destruction and guide you to righteousness. This light is the key. Take it into you. There it will forever burn bright. That is all. You understand and accept what you must do. Sagoli Desert. Spent quite a lot of time in there last stream, because this is where the MSQ took us. While I'm over here, let's finish off these russet Yarzons. I will need to look into the Black Mage rotation. So I get Blizzard 3. To transmute there, transpose. We're gonna finish this one off and then call it a stream. Set our 2 hours here. That would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, with 5 more to go. Well, only 4 more because we can't do Summoner. Was obviously spending a lot of extra time doing hunting log plus doing the Starlight Celebration on this character. Kind of beating the shit out of me. Kill. They've beaten the crap out of me trying to do that AoE rotation. Let's see. 4. Alright, hell out of here. Back to Ulda. Boom. It is done then, but the blackness you have awoken has yet to settle within you. Time is needed, M. Pray be patient. Continue to practice your mastery of the arcane, and come to me once more when the dark art is as much you... Oh, as much you as you it. There we are. Very confused by that phrasing there. I've got a couple more minutes. Maybe we can try and sneak in the paladin. Boom, boom, ba, boom. Boom, 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 ba, boom. Review. This little gold top on the top here makes me think that I'm balding. It's really like a horn, but when you look at it from this angle, it just looks like you're balding. Ah, I get Sheltron. That's going to be really good. Captain Genlins wishes to teach you more of the paladin arts. You have earned the right to call yourself a paladin, but how do others treat you? Do they recognize you for what you are? Remember that fancy swordplay and well-polished armor do not make you a paladin. You must be just in your heart and strive always to be an exemplar of true virtue. Someone's wild outside. Once, not so long ago, the Sultan Sworn could walk the streets with their heads held high. When they marched by, the small folk would look upon them with reverence and gratitude, and no one was more respected than the captain, my predecessor. When I first saw him, I was still a child. My father had promised to take me to a local festival, but somewhere he took a wrong turn. We became lost and stumbled into a secluded back alley. Luck was not with us, because the next moment we found ourselves in the middle of a riot. Drunken hunters were firing arrows into the crowd, and we were caught between them. There was no way out. It was only a matter of time before we would be struck. That's when the captain saved us from our plight. I'd never seen a sword move so swiftly. It flashed faster than my eyes could follow, and in seconds the hunters were on the ground or fleeing for their lives. The captain was gone down the street, slicing at their heels, before my father had time to thank him. Even today, I can see the captain as he was then, blood on his sword, armor impossibly bright in the sun. After that, all I ever wanted was to be a paladin. I would practice endlessly with my sword, dreaming of bandits defeated and monsters slain. Even after I became one of the Sultan Sworn, the memory of the captain still inspired me. I was always the first to arrive in the training yard and the last to leave. And so the years passed, and before I knew it, I found myself named Captain of the Sultan Sworn. Yet the triumph was hollow. because by then the honor of the Sultan Sworn Elite, that very thing that had drawn me to the Brotherhood, was a mere vestige, like the discarded banner of a defeated foe. There were many reasons for the fall, but the loss of Oathkeeper, yes, that was the mortal blow. The sword Oathkeeper was bestowed upon the first captain of the Sultan Sworn by the then Sultan of Ul'dah. In time, it became our standard, the symbol of the oaths we had sworn, and it was treasured by each new captain for generations. Possession was proof of Sultan Sworn command. Then the unthinkable came to pass. Oathkeeper was stolen by the traitor. It shook our brotherhood to the core. How can we be trusted to protect the Sultana if we cannot even hold on to the symbol of our fealty? He had been tarnished in the eyes of ruler and ruled alike. If the Sultan Sworn are to survive, we must find the traitor and recover Oathkeeper. But the Sultan Sworn have grown too weak, and we cannot do it ourselves. We are forced to recruit outsiders to help in our cause. I have high hopes for you, my friend. It is a great thing that we ask, and you must learn more of our success if you are to succeed. In Outer Lenosha, near the Hermit's Hovel, is a grove where ringtails congregate. Pitting yourself against a host of the beasts would be a fine way to hone the skills that I will teach you. In the grove you will find another brazier, this time filled with a potent incense that will drive the creatures into a frenzy, defeat your attackers, and return to me. This is right, I think the teleport's still the quickest way. Boom, 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 boom. Just like last time, I checked the Discord as I was running into this area. Dun. So both of these are on the other side. Go ahead and tune to this spot. I know we're going to be back in this area, so I'm not really in the mood to clear out hunting log just yet. Let's see. This way. I have to go. I think I have to go around. Boom, boom. Still more. Alright. Back to Gentleman's. Cool. That would just leave Dragoon, Warrior, and Scholar left. A little roundup. Well done. You've taken the skills I taught you and made them your own. I still do not have word of where that traitor is hiding, but I'll inform you the moment I do. Until then, continue your training. Sheltron is nice. What do I have? I just have it on Z. Yep. Cool. I think with that, we're going to call it a stream. Like I said, we did the Starlight Celebration, plus did a little roundup for a number of level 35 job quests. We tackled Paladin, White Mage, Bard, Monk, and Black Mage. We still have Scholar, Warrior, and Dragoon. Technically, Summoner as well, but we can't actually do the 35 quest until we have beaten Titan. So, going to be a little bit longer before we can actually get to that one, because we have to go through this entire Company of Heroes, Grey Fox Longstop, all that kind of stuff before we can get there. So yeah, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Anybody who might have been watching, might have been lurking, anybody who catches me on the VOD, if you wouldn't mind giving me a like on the stream, it really helps me get discovered and get out there in mighty YouTube algorithm. And if you'd like to know the next time that I am live, best and easiest way to do that at the moment is subscribing to the channel, so that you can get those notifications. With that, that's going to be it.